Hi, everyone, and welcome to the special simulcast of the Neil Haley Show and Growing Older with Enthusiasm with our host, Dr. Ron Kaiser. Dr. Ron, how are you? I know you're excited about our guest today.
Yeah, doing great. Really looking forward to speaking with our guest today, who is Joanna Medin, who is the CEO of Onthemuv Mini Tread. It's On the Move Mini Tread. When I saw the material about it, I really got excited because, I'm all about movement and people staying active, and this looks like a great thing, but I don't know that much about it. So, Joanna, welcome. Really looking forward to learning about you and your product.
Thank you. It is great to be here with you.
So, why don't we start with just finding out, number one, what is On the Move Mini Tread? And because I know it's something that can help a whole lot of people if we know about it.
It is. So I'll give you a little bit of background on how the company got going and how I got involved with it. And that will give you a lot of the reason that I feel so passionate about this product. My business partner, Patrick Netter, was known as the gear guru and spent his whole life looking at fitness products and helping to promote them. And I've known him a long time, since I was a kid, actually. And so he called me with his ideas sometimes. He's an idea person. And I had just lost my mom. And he called me up and said, I have this great idea for a product. And told me that he was sitting in his living room one day and he has a ton of fitness equipment in his home, and found and looked at his treadmill and said, I wonder. And said, I want to do a treadmill that's really a miniature version that can be used while people are seated. And I thought about it and knew that if my mom had had something like that under her feet, because she couldn't walk anymore, she wasn't strong enough, she had no balance, that it would have extended her life. And I felt that it was definitely a passion and something I wanted to do because it could really make an honest difference in people's ability to continue to engage those muscles and increase circulation without having to worry about falling off.
So it's a treadmill that you can use sitting down.
Yeah, it's about the size of an airline seat cushion. So it's about 20 inches by 20 inches. We intentionally made it with a wired remote because our primary focus is aging and seniors. And we do a lot with the vision impaired. So we made a wired remote so it wouldn't get lost. Mm-hmm. And we made the buttons very textural and large so that you feel the O for on switch, the X for off switch, the triangular up arrow, down arrow for speed, and you turn it on and off using that remote. So we really put a lot of thought into making it safe for older adults, those with mobility limitations or balance concerns. And so normal treadmills full-size treadmills start at 0.5 miles per hour, which can be a little fast when you don't have a lot of muscle strength. So we made it start at 0.3. So if you can lift your legs, you can use this product. And then if you can stretch your leg forward, your muscle engagement is, I'd say, about 92% equivalent to that of a standing treadmill. So it kind of feels like a cross between a bicycle and a treadmill because you're seated.
Wow. And so go ahead, the Dr. Ron, another question.
It raises lots of questions. First of all,
sure.
I understand that it's probably designed for and most helpful for people who have some mobility issues, but there's a lot of people who spend too much of their day sitting and have their legs available to use something like this while they're working or whatever. And I'm wondering, are the settings high enough that the average person doesn't feel that they're using something that's too easy for them, or that isn't motivating enough? I mean, one of the things with the treadmill in the gym is no matter what your level is, you can find a level to make it challenging. How's this work?
Yes, that's a really good question, actually. So it starts at 0.3 and it goes up to 2.5 miles per hour, which on a standing treadmill would be the equivalent of about 5 to 6 miles per hour. And it's funny you asked that question, because one of our partners is the NFL Retired Players Congress. And when I first went down to their offices, I got to meet a lot of old Super Bowl pros,
Oh,
which
wow.
was really exciting. I had to leave the room and call my son and go, okay, who's this person? Because I wasn't familiar enough. But they looked at it and they were like, this isn't really going to do anything. And I said, just humor me and sit in the chair and try it. And so they did. I had Bob Grant, who's the chairman of the NFL Retired Players Congress, and Mike Haynes was there, and Harold Jackson and a few others. And they sat down and started using it. And within about 30 seconds, they were like, whoa, I really feel this. I feel it in my hamstrings. So yes, the answer is absolutely. And I use it when I'm sitting at my desk on Zooms, et cetera. And because there's no hip engagement, right? So it's calves, hamstrings, quads, core, glutes, but you're not moving back and forth because you're not pushing anything up and down, right? So you can use it while you're on a Zoom and nobody's going to know it, but you won't, have that moment on an hour Zoom where you're starting to nod off, right? Because your blood is still circulating.
Yeah, I think that's such a great thing, and it's going to change the way people can, keep in shape, especially with working people or retirees or different people that don't have the mobility. I think that's the thing you hope with this product, but it looks like it's going to fit a lot of other needs too.
Yeah.
Tons of questions along those lines. So Neil, you're going to have to interrupt me to get answers. One of which is, does posture have an effect on it? In other words, I'm wondering if you're doing all this stuff but slouching or leaning back, or you're in too comfortable a chair. Is that an issue, or is that
what we usually encourage, and I mean, anyone who sits is encouraged to do this. If you are sitting up straight, your core is engaged. The stronger your core, the better your posture. And if people tend to slouch, we suggest put a pillow behind you if you're going to lean back, because when you're using your core is engaged. But if we can encourage people to sit up straight and not do that C posture, but even with the C posture, if you just take your legs while you're sitting right now without having a mini tread under your feet and push your legs forward as if you're walking, you'll feel that core engagement. So I recently was down in Southern California and and went to the home of a blind couple that are using the mini tread, just so I could see how they're using it. And one of the things that we worked on was sit up straight, and you'll get more core engagement, and that's going to help you with your balance everywhere.
Can a person see this or use it as part of a more comprehensive program? In other words, like right now, I'm looking at the possibility of getting a desk that's adjustable to standing. I know we get lots of information that we shouldn't sit too long and so on. So number one, is there any danger that it's going to encourage too much sitting? And secondly, are there recommended other things so that the upper body gets work, or is it seen as more of a comprehensive thing, or again, more for the person who just has mobility issues, but it has other uses?
On the first question, you never stand on this. This is used while seated only. And the people that are going to get up and walk around will still do that. We say use it for half an hour, stop, do something else, walk around for a little while, and then come back, and you can use it as often as you like. On the second question, we have just completed a series of 4 video workouts that include both upper body integrating with lower body, like doing seated jumping jacks, right? You lift your legs up while you're one at a time while you're using the mini tread, and use your arms. We use resistant bands, we use weights. So yeah, full body workout is our goal. And we just finished 4 15-minute workouts.
Wow.
That sounds wonderful.
That's it. Wow. I'm blown away by this. And what do you think your major target market is that you're trying to reach for this product?
Our passion target market is older adults and those with balance and mobility issues, because there's so much immediate benefit. There's someone in Colorado that I just worked with he's stroke recovery, and his balance is awful, but it's so important that he keeps using his legs. So as he's building his strength, that's where the passion lies. But it really can be used, as Dr. Kaiser says, for anyone that's working at home, sitting at a desk, and really, yeah, you can go to the gym for an hour every day, but those other 10 hours you're still sitting. So it's healthier to move those legs and keep that circulation going.
It's really, really intriguing. It's the kind of thing that you kind of wonder, geez, why didn't somebody think of this, earlier? That it seems like, for many people for a long time, there's been kind of the assumption that when you're seated, you're sedentary and you can't do a whole lot unless you then get up and stretch and do stuff like this. It just seems like such a great concept. And of course, with older adults, balance becomes a major issue. Falls is such a big problem. And anything that strengthens the person's legs, their ability to balance more effectively is great. So really happy to hear about this.
Thank you. I can't take credit for the original idea. It was Patrick Netter's. We actually held back for a while because we wanted to get our patents in order. And so I'm excited that we now have patents in 6 countries.
That's fantastic. And
we're only marketing in the US right now, though.
But it's definitely coming along. Where's the best place people can find information on the product and stuff?
Our website is Onthemuv, so that's ONTHEMUV, which stands for Movement Unleashes Vitality. And so it's onthemuv.com or minitread.com. We'll get you there. My email is Joanna, Joanna, @onthemuv.com.
Excellent. It's great information, Dr. Ron, and it's another thing. Definitely a product that older adults are going to definitely need, especially at the sedentary time when they retire. Lots of people decide to become sedentary and watching TV and doing all these different things. To have a product like this can really change things for them, and especially even the people that sit for 14, 15 hours a day, want to exercise, don't have the time to exercise. It adds another component, doesn't it, Dr. Ron, to what you talk about rejuvenating her product.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not something where you now have to fit in time for the gym or whatever it may be. And of course, people are living longer. It's not a great idea if you're going to live longer without good quality of life, and health is a major component of quality of life, and this helps to promote it. So really glad to hear about it.
Great stuff. All right. That was, again, the Neil Haley Show and Growing Older with Enthusiasm. Thanks again, Joanna, for stopping by. Take care.
Thanks for having me.